Hello again, Trucker Todd here, and I couldn't sleep, so I thought I would go ahead and make the video that I've been teasing about for a few days now. I think after this I'll probably stop talking about the California debacle unless something happens that makes it necessary to bring it up again. But anyway, before we go any further, make sure if you have not yet liked and subscribed, do that. Click that thumbs up so that you'll get future notifications. And let's get started. Here we go. Okay, the first thing I want to say before we get into this is I'm not making this video to brag. And sometimes when you make a video like this, it'll come across as bragging. So why am I making this video? Well, several reasons. One, you hear drivers saying all the time, you can't make money with electronic logs. Okay, I want to dispel that, and you'll see in a minute. Secondly, I get asked from time to time, what are the miles like at Roadrunner? Can you make miles at Roadrunner? This video should answer that too. And also, I want to talk about, every week in trucking, you face adversity. Some weeks are worse than others. This week, the reason I selected this week even was because it had kind of a buffet of everything that happens to drivers out on the road. It started off, I took a 34-hour break out in California, and then I drove up to get my load. Crud, I'm drawing a blank. I can't even remember the town. Right outside of San Francisco. And Livermore is where I picked up the load. And then I went up to Seattle. So I had some 55-mile-an-hour driving, especially in California. I had a lot of states that were 60. I had the 6 hours I was detained at the DOT station. I had snow during this trip. I had rain during this trip. I had ice during this trip. I had a multi-stop load from Seattle to Charlotte, North Carolina. I had stops in Kansas City, Atlanta, and then final destination, Charlotte. I had an 8.5-hour delay at a warehouse in Atlanta. I had, construction, traffic. I spent a lot of time on 285 in Atlanta. So all of the stuff, this wasn't me cherry picking a week where, everything was perfect. I tried to pick a week where I had things that happened to me that happened to you out on the road. And the real purpose of this video is just to say this. You can have delays and setbacks out on the road. You're probably going to every week, regardless of what company you're with. And how you respond to those can a lot of times turn how your week turns out, can affect how your week turns out. So just because you have a flat tire or something like that, it doesn't necessarily mean your week has to be ruined. But you have to manage your time, and you have to do the work. And I've said that in videos before that Roadrunner's a great company, but only if you do the work. And they give you a lot of freedom here, and for somebody, or for some people, that can be their Achilles heel. Some people, the freedom can hurt them, and so you have to be vigilant and stay after it and work hard. So this week's numbers, I put it in the video. I think it was 3828 was my miles for the week. 3828.3, I think it was. And like I said, I've got about 53 minutes available, and later tonight when my load's ready, I'll burn that 53 minutes. So it's going to go up a little from there. It's probably going to be 3860, 3865, something like that for this 8-day period. And then the next few days I'm going to run recaps, which for those that don't know what recaps are, after your 8th day, that 8th day falls off and you get those hours back. So in this case, you'll see in the video my 8th day ago, I got about an hour and 45 minutes, hour and 50 minutes, something like that I'll get back. the next day I'll get about 8 hours back, and so on and so on. So anyway, without further ado, let's take a look at my logs. Okay, here is my logbooks for the last 8 days. In trucking, it goes on an 8-day scale. You have 70 hours, not to drive during that time, but total work time. That includes fueling, pre-trips, post-trips, and everything else. Now you'll see, let me see if I can do this, down here at the bottom is your oldest day. This would be 8 days ago on the 25th, and the newest day would be up here at the top. In this column right here, you'll see my miles for all the days. This is the amount of off-duty time I had each day. And here's the amount of sleeper berth time I had each day. Here's the amount of driving time I had each day. And over here is my on-duty time. Oh, where's my pen? Right there. These right here would be fueling, pre-trips, post-trips, things like that. You'll notice at the very bottom here on this day I only did 81 miles. That's because I had come off of a 34-hour restart out in Madera, California. And so if you need to look at this a little longer, you can pause the video and look at it. You'll also notice I had a guy tell me, oh, you can't do more than 650 miles a day legally. There's 731, 767, and 668.2. So it is possible. Now, I would agree that you can't do it on a consistent basis because you have to take the 10-hour break. This would be, the way you achieve this is if you're driving after midnight till 3 or 4 in the morning, and then you take a 10-hour break and start driving again. But anyway, I'm going to jump back into the video again, and we'll finish this up. I tallied up the total miles here. It was 3828.3, I think. And I've still got about 45 minutes of available drive time that I'll be using here in just a little bit. Okay, and we're back. So, you saw there, even though I had a lot of adversity, things still kind of worked out this week. It's probably a game changer, I'll just be totally honest. I was not expecting this well of a week. And if you saw my previous couple of videos, I was kind of down, wondering if I was going to be able to make it. This week may have been my saving grace. I didn't want to leave here. I really like it here, and I think because of the success I had this week, I'll be able to stay. And so I'm pretty excited about that. And so that's it. I'm not going to drag this out a whole lot longer. If you have any questions or comments, you can email me or leave them below. And like I say, we're going to try to stay away from the California debacle. I want to put that behind me and move forward. So I've got a lot of other stuff to talk about, and make sure you don't miss it. Get liked and subscribed and click that bell. And we'll see you next time. Have a great night. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.